doing math with RHB, and I realized that some of my titles have not been showing up because I've been too far away from the camera. So I'm going to close this up a little bit. We're going to work on lesson number 12, which is place value. Every lesson I've tried to number so it goes in order, so hopefully you can find what you need. All right. If you take your notebook and turn it sideways, you can make your own place of value chart. And how you do that, all right, so I've taken a 3-hole page, I've turned it sideways, and then I have found the center. And you find the center, it's pretty simple with the 3-hole punch. You can tell the center this way is down this line, right underneath the hole. All right. To do the other way, instead of getting the ruler and measuring the page, quick way is just to fold it and put a little pinch in the paper and then open it, and that basically gives you the approximate center of the page. Right? Across the center of the page, you draw a series of boxes. You need probably 10 boxes before the decimal and 6 or 7 boxes, 5 or 6 boxes after the decimal. And then turning the page sideways, that way you can write on each line. If you do it neatly, it does help. Okay, underneath, we've put whole numbers, decimal numbers, or fractions. Okay, and you have your decimal in the center. We're going to talk about that. I have tried to put an attachment with this, so the chart is attached, and therefore you can print it up, hopefully. So we're going to take a look at the place value chart, how you read the numbers, and let's see, I've got to make sure I can see it on the screen here. Yes, I can. All right. So here's my box. Here's my title. It's a little blurred because it got messed up. Place value chart. All right, and we're looking at whole numbers. And once you get to the decimal, that's when you use the word and. When you're reading off numbers, if you say the word and, any number that comes after it is talking about decimal numbers. So we're talking, in this case, 97,128,634 and 17,685 hundred thousandths. And you'll notice, and I'm going to turn the chart this way, anything that's after the decimal, there is no ones column after the decimal. You start straight with tenths. So you have the 10, which you're familiar with, and you add THS. 100 is next, you add THS. Thousands next, THS. 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths, and so on. Alright, it can keep going ad infinitum. Alright, who uses those kind of numbers? Alright, it may surprise you, a lot of milling machines and people who use lathes, they can actually do things to thousands, what they call thousands of an inch or thousandths of an inch. It's quite common for your mathematical numbers. They can go on forever. Alright, so any banking or whatever, they round it down to the last 2 digits for our purposes, but in their purposes, their numbers carry on forever. So you have lots of jobs that actually use decimal numbers. So how would you write this number if I didn't have a bunch of boxes here, etc., etc.? So I'm starting with the decimal. I'm going to put it down here. All right, every 3 numbers from the decimal to the left, every 3 numbers from the decimal to the right, that 3 end up with a small space. When I was young, you always put a comma there. Now they dropped that, and you just have a space for the comma where the comma used to be, and they just don't write it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I have 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to have a space, So 17,685,000, 100 thousandths in this case. Crazy. Alright, so starting this way, we're gonna go three numbers, and so on. So in my ones column, I have a 4. My tens column, I have a 3. My hundreds column, I have a 6. So if that's all it was, that's what your number would look like. In this case, we're going to space over, and we're going to have an 8, a 2, 1, and then I'm going to space again, 7, 9. So you end up with 97,128,634, and that's when you put the and. Alright, 17,685 hundred thousandths. It's a crazy number. So we're going to take a look at a little bit of a place value challenge. Take that away, put this up here. So if you write down place value, we're going to take a look at drawing a circle around any number that's in the ones column. So again, I've spaced it slightly. Alright, so I have 67,581,200. So if you draw a circle around the number in the ones column, draw a square around the number in the millions column. So we have 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. Oops, square. Can't read. Draw a triangle around the number in the thousands column. So that would be this one. Take a look at the second number. So I have cross out using a one stroke the number in the 100,000 column. So I've got 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Place an X over the number in the 10th column. Oh. Over the number. 10th column, place a line over top of the 10 million column. Place a wiggly line over the number in the 100, in the 100th column. Where am I here? 10th, 100th. Wiggly line. Try another one. Oops, this number's so long it doesn't fit on the screen. You place a double line over top of the number in the tens column. So there's a ones column, tens column, double line. If a 4 is in the 10,000th column, cross it out. And there's no 4 at all after the decimal, so there's no 10,000ths column, 100,000ths column. So, you need that one. Okay, place a happy face over top of the number in the hundreds column. Sorry. Place a happy face over the number in the hundreds column. And a happy face. And number 4, if the largest numbers in the question represent the place value of the billions column, place a check mark after the number. So if we look at this number, you got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions. Yes. Place an X over the number in the 10,000 column. So you've got 1,000, 10,000. Place a horizontal line through the middle of the number in the millions column. There are billions here, so that's 100 million, 10 million. Use it, place a line through the middle. It's just a way to check to see if you know different numbers. I hope this is all on the screen. I can't tell. The camera's too small. knowing your place value and where the numbers are helps with rounding, and it's going to help us with some of the math that comes later on.